And at number 3, Clayton County Sheriff Victor Hill is facing possible suspension. Governor Brian Kemp appointed a commission to review his case after a federal grand jury indicted him on charges. He's accused of violating the civil rights of 4 inmates. And that is our top story this morning. This new commission will recommend whether Hill should be suspended from the sheriff's office during the investigation. Our Joe Ripley covering the latest updates for us live from the state capitol. So, Joe, when is that recommendation expected to come down? How long do these panel members have?
2 weeks. We're talking about June 2nd. That is the target date for this commission to make those recommendations to Governor Brian Kemp. This commission will look into whether Clayton County Sheriff Victor Hill is still able and fit to perform his duties as sheriff despite facing this federal indictment. Governor Brian Kemp issued an executive order Wednesday forming this commission. Kemp appointed Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr along with sheriffs from Burke and Cherokee counties to this commission. They will have 14 days to make a recommendation on whether to suspend Hill. You'll remember Hill was indicted on federal charges last month for allegedly violating the civil rights of 4 Clayton County inmates. The suit claims Hill used excessive force by ordering officers to use a restraint chair several times. Hill calls this indictment politically motivated. Only the governor has the authority to suspend Hill. So while this federal suit and federal indictment may take a while, even months, to settle here, we should know the immediate future of Clayton County Sheriff Victor Hill in the next couple of weeks.
All right, Joe Ripley, thank you. And we will have much more on the federal indictment against Sheriff Hill and the accusations against him in our story on 11alive.com.